right. Let's see. God damn it. Every time I want to adjust my mic, I gotta watch my model do like flips and get the possession spying going. Let's just go through a quick check. Make sure the ship is running. Magic good. Hide the collab app. Stream music good. Microphone good. Arena good. Alright. Take reset the cap. Let's go ahead and take like just a big yawn. Big yawn, big stretch. Big stretch, come on. Up, hands above my head. Hands above my head. Hold on, let me get a big yawn out of the way. Oh, okay. Okay. I promise I'm alright. Especially since Lucky gave me 100 biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, like, full disclosure, for a couple months there, I was drinking. I think I was floating between like Monster energy drink and Rockstar. Yeah, I was floating between Rockstar and Monster energy drinks. Not like a lot. I would get like one can, and then I would just like sip it throughout the week. I would have like a couple of sips with lunch just to like help perk me up. And it's a form of self-medication that's, well, I don't know exactly how common it is, but I do know that it is a thing that some folks with ADHD do to just help themselves keep going. Unfortunately, I have no way of knowing if this is like the actual thing that's happening or not. I was getting like super wound up. So I don't know if that's the energy drink. I don't know if that's just like stress and pressure from over managing my life, which I was getting better about. I was getting so much better about that, and I don't know what happened. But like right now, we're just trying to go into streaming without it, which might mean that I might be a little sleepy at the start. But I think as we found out, like as I get playing Magic, as my brain builds that executive momentum, as we get the juices going, warm up the engines, I'll end up feeling pretty good by the end. So hopefully everything's all right. Tried Monster a couple times, just didn't like the results. Felt energized for like 90 minutes to 2 hours, then just like drained and tired. Yeah, that's kind of been my experience too. I guess theoretically I could just have more coffee, but I don't want to drink more coffee. I am fine drinking exactly 1 cup of coffee a day. Part of it is that I drink it with creamer. I've tried drinking coffee black. I don't like how bitter it is, so I need to have like some creamer to sweeten it up. Yeah, I have like a sweet creamer that I put into it. You can't get Italian sweet cream up here in Vancouver. It's only French vanilla, which is like fine. I like French vanilla, but I like the Italian sweet cream better. So if I was to drink a second cup of coffee, I would have to have even more creamer put into it. And like you might not know this about me, chat, but I have a massive sweet tooth. So I'm already like snacking on little chocolates throughout the week. I like to get a pint of Ben & Jerry's that I get some bites of each day. I'm not eating like a pint a day. I'm eating like a pint a week. So, trying to keep it fairly modest while still enjoying the taste and texture and sensations and stuff like that. Seems to be working out all right. I've been getting a clean bill of health for the past couple of years. But if I started doing that with coffee, it'd be too much. It'd be too much. All right. Actually, just doing that little bit of yapping has helped perk me up just a wee bit. So let's do the intro proper, right? Right. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber and a professional idea haver. Today is April 20th. That's right, it's 420. Time to blaze it. 2026. And this is the daily grind. This is the time where we come online and we do our dailies. I like to play Magic. I like to play Final Fantasy 14. Maybe you like to play some other games. Maybe you like to play these games too. Maybe you just like to hang out. Either way, thank you all so much for coming by and spending some time with me. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to clock out. So, like, normally I wouldn't be sweating the dailies, but tomorrow is a big reset. Tomorrow gives us a brand new set, which comes with 3 new dailies, a complete refresh. So I'm going to try and knock out what I can. We got to play blue and white spells, green and black spells, green and white spells. I can knock them all out with green and white. I can cast them all, knock them all out with green and white cards. Alternatively, we could just play like a green deck and then a white deck. In terms of like actual green and white cards that we're playing. Not really feeling any of these, but I do want to play some Titania. Go play some Titania. That'll help knock out some stuff, and hopefully we're playing if we'll have some time to get some white dailies knocked out too. It is 420. Hope y'all left out doobies for Cheech, Chon, and Snoop Dogg. I have seen Cheech and Chon, the movie. That was an interesting experience. We're up against High Bay again. The question is, are we fast enough on the draw? We've got Bite Down as removal for something. Tireless Provisioner can help us ramp up. We have some things that we can try doing. It's just unfortunate because every time we play against High Bay, I feel like, okay, no, I am not on a deck that beats this. If we play like Matoya, I'm feeling pretty good about that because all you have to do is counter High Bay. Yeah, that changeling helps fix things a bit. This comes into play tapped. I would love to have the Vista here go with the Provisioner, but I don't think that's the world I get to live in. Because this is going to come into play tapped no matter what. And I really can't afford to fall behind. So, just a question of, are we playing Titania first, or are we playing Provisioner first? If we play Provisioner, I play the land, we get a treasure. Setting up Titania means I at least have, like, a way to regain life from all of our fetch lands. Yeah, I'm going to play the Provisioner now. And then we're just going to pray. Yep, High Bay comes down. High Bay hits. Put a counter on target shrine for each shrine you... Okay, that's not the worst. First things first, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to make our treasure. Then Utopia Sprawl. That's going to help us ramp out some more. I've got 4 mana. I could play the Blossoming Tortoise and try and get things going there too. That's probably the best thing to do for tempo. The Bite Down deals damage equals power. Nothing I have deals enough power. Dark Depths is interesting here. I can get the Dark Depths back, try and get a 2020, turbo into combo if I manage to draw it. Against High Bay, that might just be what I needed. And then let's go ahead and station real quick. This cruise at 12. Alright, that's a Sanctum that gives them lots of mana. Don't care about taking the left tap from High Bay because Tanya is going to help us recoup a ton of that back. Yeah, you can go ahead and make yourself a 3/3. 8 to the manor. That's fine by me. This comes into play tapped, no matter what. This comes into play... Hold on, I'm trying to think real quick. I think I always play Titania here, first and foremost. I might be using this bite down. Yeah, Gate to the Manaborn, play that, make my treasure. I'm trying to figure out if I can play Well of Lost Dreams here. I don't think I can. Dark Depths does not make mana on its own, so I currently only have 4 mana. So this would leave me with 2 left over. Would like to go to combat. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. They're probably gonna do this to ephemerate High Bay and get even more enchantments going. If that happens, I will probably sack the turtle. No, okay. Works out for me. Now we can grab any of these. This one helps me activate land effects. This is spend this mana only to activate abilities of land sources. That would be the untap. I feel like I need to start reloading my hand though, and that's what the Well of Lost Dreams is going to help with. Alright, so let's go ahead and we're going to station this up right now. Now it's active. I've got this Chomp Changeling. I don't need to activate that yet. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is 2 mana, becomes 4 mana. That's fine. That's basically the card that we want to hit with our Changeling. So let's pray to God that they don't have a follow-up, like Flickering High Bay. Because the ramp on that is ridiculous, and that opens up so many things. Yep. High Bay attack. Use social engineering. That's interesting. Trying to let's go ahead and go Flash and use social engineering. And then no, I don't want to activate that yet. I want to go add mana here. Mana. Let's Chomping Changeling. Love Kyoshi. Good, they don't have anything. You'd love to see that. Next up. Yeah, treasure. Wait, no, I should have made food. I maybe should have made food. Maybe. Wait, no, Titania's already... Yeah, go to combat. This is, I think, how we want it. It looks really funky, but... Oh, hey! Argoth! That's pretty good. That's a pretty good cat. Yeah. I'll go ahead and pay... And then... Oh, wait. This actually just, like, fights High Bay. Is that worth? Use your library for a creature card. Put a counter target creature you control. Deals damage equal to the power target creature you don't control. Now they get to spend a turn to, like, replay High Bay and potentially get something really big, but... we're in a position to like just swing out huge now. I mean, I guess they could just like Wrath, and that would be pretty good for them. I've got use Social Engineering Crucible to help rebuild. Alright, Sanctum of the Stone Veins. Playing that before seeing what you hit off a high bay, though. Hard for me to imagine that the only thing... Okay, so they're just like, not? Yeah, treasure, 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 treasure. There we go. Yep. Strictly speaking, there probably wasn't a reason for me to do that. Although I guess if, like, for whatever reason they just have, like, one removal spell for Titania, then I still have 2, 5, 9, 12. Yeah, strictly speaking, they're not... as long as they have, like, some interaction for Titania, then I'm not out of the woods. So, really, this does just help out a ton. We're lucky that they didn't hit anything, like, actually good off of High Bay besides the Kyoshi. Yeah, but then Kyoshi's particularly scary because of what it's enabling, right? Not because, like, just having a bunch of lands is scary in and of itself. You realize that spending all my time playing Brawl means I don't really have a lot of capacity in my brain for thinking about a lot of other forms of Magic. If I want to spend time on Commander, that's in my free time. If I want to think about Pre-Modern, that's in my free time. For drafting, that's taking the place of, like, other things I could do. Exploration's a tribute. We're up against Aina the Crossroads, which is a deck that I have traditionally always felt pretty hedgy against, but here I think it works okay. Let's see, I can go Prismatic Vista. Oh, Castle Greenberg also just... So how do I feel about this? I think I'm gonna go Castle Greenberg. Here's Nissa. Here's Prismatic Vista. Go ahead, crack this. Ron, thank you so much for the blue. Green. Oh, and we had a Chompy. That's pretty good. Am I dropping Titania? No, I'm dropping Tribute to the Free. This is just like a really obscene start. So far ahead of aim, we just need a way to like bridge that into a win condition. Okay, Flare of Cultivation's it's probably Crucible first. Because now we can go Prismatic Vista. Go ahead, turn that into green. Go ahead, grab Forest, turn that into green. Then we just like get to draw Ancient Green Warden. Oh, I can do this again, right? Just like have the Ancient Green Warden out. I mean, that's really good. It's probably better than playing Titania, right? Or, yep, it absolutely is. Because now we get draw a card. There's the Provisioner. We are going to go ahead and station this 5/7. And rather than attacking, I'm just going to go ahead and get Nissa online. Oh, wait. One off? God damn it. I thought for some reason I was going to do, like, you know. Alright, so Aang comes out. Aang gets to grab a Phantasmal Image, which grabs Katara, huh? Alright, so now they just have Beginning of Combat Earthbend 2. Sure. You know, I've got Chasm. Rock the Chasm. Rock Chasm. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Activate. That makes 6. Now we can go. Here's Titania. That's going to be a redraw. Here's Provisioner. That's Lotus Field. That's also really good. I still have like just 2 land drops that I can do straight up. I want... Yep, treasure. Treasure. Mana. Draw a Mystic Elf. That's cool. Sweet. Real quick, I'm going to station that. Alright, great. Perfect. Love to see that. Even though this isn't going to give me, like, as much mana, it does just, like, make sure that Titania turns on faster. Oh, shit! The Lotus Field just, like, fucking turns on. Okay. Yeah, that is a thing that I definitely did not think about. Nope. Noted. Noted. Yes, noted. Alright, so we're gonna get a redraw there. We can... Oh, did we still get like another... Oh, I don't get another drop? Gotcha. There's Elvish Mystic. Here, sacrificing the Elvish Mystic to grab 2 more lands. Honestly, we'll just activate the Argoth. We'll just activate the Argoth. Why? And then, am I good? The Ancient Green Warden is cool. Can't really like attack in comfortable. All right. Well, I wasn't wrong about the Lotus Field trick. Might have been a little much. All right, so they're gonna go ahead. They're gonna blink Ain so they can just like get more value. Char's gonna double the Ain triggers. That's pretty good, sure. I'm pretty sure that I'm just gonna like have infinite mana to make a bunch of things. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. All right, yeah, all right. That's how it's gonna be. Return. What are you burning? Green Warden? Sure. Okay then. How do I feel about this? Let's probably play Castle Garenbrig, right? Well, no, it's gonna be. Yep, that's a reload. Then we're just gonna go ahead and keep popping off. And we're elf, that's cool and all. I mean, they still have to like... Okay, there we go. There's ice to explore. Do I just want to use the Argoth here? Let's just use the... And we're just going to do like mono green stuff, which means taking a lot of actions. It's not going to look like a particularly amazing thing. I promise. It's all for the greater good. Greater good of me going absolutely apeshit. And you know what? Oh. I still have like one more land drop, right? Yeah, I have one more land drop, but I have the gate in hand. Yeah, I've got some things here. Look, I have to sit through other decks doing all this forever. So, you know what? I'm just gonna do it back at him. Elvish Reclaimer. Reclaimer's pretty cool. I can even use this Rampart Growth to just like keep going further. I only have 3 basics left in the deck. That's insane. Yep. You know, I do this shit. I'm really not allowed to complain when people are doing it to me. I have like Fetchland. Dude, I'm in. Okay, I've got like 1 target left. Fetchland. This milling. There's an Urza Cave. Oh wait, hold on. Can I go like potentially go for Dark Depths combo? Yeah, that's actually a possibility here. Let's grab Dark Depths then. Let's grab Dark Depths. I mean, yeah, Nykthos can just like make an ass load of mana, sure. But like, if I can literally just like grab more Urza Cave. Nope, I'm out of land drops. Juke. Nope, that's it for all hero. Actually, you know what? I will just go ahead and play this Chompling Changeling. Just to like get rid of the potential blocker there. Beginning of the next upkeep? Sure. I think that's enough, yeah? Yeah. Chasm and Bear. Chasm and... They can trade with a bunch of stuff. I don't care. I have so much shit. Yeah, just literally hit everything. Wipe out 3 of the biggest things that I could deal with. Yeah. Infinite treasure! You know what? Sure. At this point, why don't I just like start like manually taking mana off for the Dark Depths? Yeah, I should be able to actually just like hog them on the next turn. You went, sure. That gets back a what? Okay, they're gonna get back a flicker. Sure. Let's see. This is 8, right? Yeah, this is 8. I can take off 4 of those. Okay, so yeah, they're gonna go ahead, just grab 2 more cards. That's fine. That grabs another clone effect. That's whatever. I kind of really don't have any agency left. I don't think I can. Yeah, they just fill their deck with like nothing but clone effects to try and chain all these together, which is fine. At least until they hit something that actually turns this into what? Infinite damage or something? Yep, they found all their doublers. Now they're gonna have a turn to just like do all the things. Looks like it's operating under kind of the Garuda principle, I guess. Let's see. Transform this land. Activate only roll 10 for current. Yep, opponents getting to do their thing. So I hope you enjoy the auto chess battler for whatever this is. Although I swear to God, if we actually get to untap with Titania, we're gonna have so much fucking mana. Oh, nightclub bouncer. Fuck that shit. God damn it. 3 nightclub bouncers. 4 nightclub bouncers. Alright. Is this gonna get a thing? Well, that fucking happened. Do I even have like a way to like beat them having nightclub bouncer? I don't think I do, actually. Alright. I would have needed exactly like an overrun or something. Like, I'm making so much mana that I can replay that. But then they just like keep re-triggering all their nightclub bouncers. Yeah, I don't want to bother playing through that. Alright, to play white and blue next. I was thinking about tuning up the nap. I really am kind of in a Hilda mood right now. Let's take a quick refresh with the deck. By the way, real quick, thank you for everyone who helped donate towards the tattoo last week during the belated birthday fundraiser. I haven't had a chance to pick out the artist just yet, but I'm going to try and get it done sometime in May. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If I play Hilda and it doesn't work out, I'm going to get a little bit frustrated. Is that really what I want to be spending my time doing today? Hard to say. Like, I could play Sid. Play some if I really wanted to. Some of these decks are going to be in waiting room status because Strixhaven doesn't come out till tomorrow. Reached the goal already? I don't think we actually, like, quote, reached the goal. Or at least, like, you know, the exact amount. Oh, hey, I did reach the goal. And in fact, we actually got a little bit more. It's currently 122% of 200. And, you know, it looks like Fran was a big part of that. So yes, actually, yes. Yes, I'm happy to announce that the Hero Girl Tattoo fundraiser successfully reached its goal. Well, this could actually be. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you. I want to turn this off. Go grab a Shockland, I think. Hallowed Fountain. Day 2 life. I could play Voice of Victory. I wouldn't expect anything to come down for Raphaelos just yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and Talisman of Progress, I think. Time to get inked up? Hell yeah, yep, that's the idea. Alright. Wash away, you're just a little too late. Wait, oh shit, I don't have a basic. Fuck. Alright. Alright, everyone stay cool. Everyone stay cool. No attacks and law enforcement. We're gonna tap Raphaelos. Royal treatment. God damn it. Alright. So it's gonna take 2 mana to get rid of Raphaelos. Also, got Charade here. Charade here kind of works out nicely. Alright, I've only got 4 mana to work with. That Sport Hydro will just fucking kill me, though. So I have to think. Having the Ward 1 is actually just... I can Charade, I can do the Mossborn. Mana Leak would be ideal. One fetch land goes to 4, goes to 8. If I play Shiraya the Numbing, tapped on the highest module, I would still need 2 more mana. It can't do anything with the Voice of Victory out, though. So... I can pray. I can play the Skyclave Apparition, get rid of the Raphaelis, then the Mossborn just, like, doesn't do anything. I think that's what I might need to do. Yep, we'll go ahead, hit the Raphaelis. I'll pay the 1 there. Not getting my basic land here actually hurt a lot. Pass the turn. They're going to get at least 1 shot on me, and then I can start trying to slow them down. Fortunately for me, there's nothing beyond just them doing the thing. Fairy Machine's going to come down tapped. This is once again really unfortunate. I would love to play Shirai and tap Raphaelis down though. Mossborn Hydra could hit me for 8-16. I think I have to be patient. Yeah, I think I have to be patient and go tap down Raphaelis. Like, this is still awkward because they can use Raphaelis' mana response to protect them. Return of the Wild Speaker. Draw cards equal to the power of non-creatures you control. If I mana leak that does take their whole turn. If I wash it away, I lose my hard counter magic. But I think I just want to stop them from potentially Yep. Mossborn Hydra, 8. 12. 12 is a lot. I think I'm willing to just hold on to a scotch of my life total here. Alright. Quick Serenade. Hopefully I don't end up regretting this. Okay. If I lock down Raphaelis for a turn, he doesn't get to just like use mana during upkeep. If I Law Rune Enforcer, then I can do that in response to them attacking. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and start beating in tokens. Pass the turn. Okay, now they get to tap. I'm gonna do this again. They can tap Raphaelis in response, so that way I don't get the draw with Shirai. That's the unfortunate bit. I'm also just like completely... At the beginning of each combat, double the power intelligence of each creature you control until the end of your turn. God. Alright, so now I have to deal with Raphaelis and the Hydra. Paladin class isn't going to do anything. I prefer to leave up counter magic. I need to get Hilda down too. Yeah. Let's just always do this. Let's think about this for a second. I can Law Rune Enforcer, counter the Mossborn Hydra. I've got 2 counter spells that potentially stop Raphaelis. And I've got draw and discard if they don't. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to pass the turn on this one. I need lands. I just need lands right now. I need so much mana. Galta. Think I am countering this. Because that just gets around so much other counter magic that I have. Pass the combat. Doppelgeist is pretty good. Finally! Okay. We have a land. We have a plan. I can play the Doppelgeist. I can tap this thing down. I've got Hilda. Hilda helps me start digging, but I'm not ready for that yet. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. We'll play the Boopgeist. This will be a free draw. Another land. Yep. And then, am I playing Paladin class here? I feel like if I need to hold up mana for this, then I am. Especially since discarding an enchantment actually turns on my Boopgeist. So... It means I don't get to leak. This is actually touchy. Greater Hoof Behemoth. Is that gonna fucking murder me? I can tap down Hoof and the Hydra. I can't tap down the bird. I cannot tap down bird. Right? So what I need to do then is... draw. Thank God. Holy shit. That is a massive, massive, massive top deck if I ever saw one. Because that's going to put Crater Hoof back on top. And I can go ahead, tap down Hydra. Get a redraw there. This is at the beginning of each opponent's up. So I don't get to tap down the bird. That's 4 damage I might have been able to. Okay. You don't give me life. Unfortunate. Doppelgeist can now lock down the Mossborn Hydra. For Fellows, I still have to worry about the Crater Hoof though. So that is a tad unfortunate, but if I was to go ahead and just be able to dig, right? Like if I was to go crack this, I don't have enough islands in play. Grab a basic. I can go... Here's Hilda. He gives him trample too. He gives him trample too. Yep. This is like probably not the correct thing to be doing. Also, hold on. 4, 6, 7. I can just like keep them from casting the hoof if I use the Geist to target Raphellos. I think that's probably the plan. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. We'll tap Raphellos with the Geist. Now they have to have a land in hand in order to cast their Geist. I will absolutely pay the 1. The question is just, am I making a 4/4? Am I putting a counter? Am I scrying and then drawing? I think I want to scry and... Peacekeeper, Memory Deluge. Memory Deluge would be an amazing draw for next turn, but I'm already gonna win next turn. Razorgrass Ambush isn't nothing. I guess neither is Lauren. That is a creature without haste. And then I will go ahead and pay the 1 again. I'm just putting a counter might make it. not gonna beat the 2-2. So let's just go ahead and make a 4-4. Oh my god, I think we pulled it through this one. Woo! Okay then. Go ahead, we'll tap down this guy. And then Hilda's gonna trigger. We're gonna go ahead and pay the 1. We're gonna put a counter on everything. Oh, maybe I should have attacked first. Yeah, if I attack... Okay. So if I attack first, Voice of Victory triggers, get my tokens, then use Law Rune Enforcer, tap this down, I force 2 extra damage. It doesn't matter in this specific scenario because I know exactly what they have. They can't stop me. But, you know, just small things to remember for the future. Oh my god. I need so much mana to, like, make everything work. Having this rabbit hybrid is... Subtlety off the top, though. If we don't hit subtlety off the top there, like... Oh my god. Absolute beatdown. And yeah, I think it did matter a lot that we countered the Return of the Wild Speaker. Real treatment, though. That's something I probably could have played around by just going with Voice of Victory first. No. That wouldn't have done anything. I did need to make sure I grab it. I needed to grab an island off of the fetch lane for sure. But other than that messed up, that was good. Clive, Ifrit's dominant. This is going to be big red. Big red. So we need to make sure we prioritize our basics like no one's business. And unfortunate. Exile Clive, the return to the battlefield transforms. The narcolepsy doesn't do anything there. He has Trick Serenade to stop that, to slow them down a bit. Giver of Runes, if we can keep that resolved. Works out. We'll need to make sure we draw a basic. But I'm thinking Giver of Runes pretty good. How big am I on that? I really want to play around Blood Moon, but I think I'm willing to take the gamble that I might not need it. Which is awful because, like, 3 of these are just, like, straight up not lane, you know? Like, I'm gonna need blue, so I absolutely play the Disruption here. This is another target creature, so I lose nothing by just attacking now. Well, there's Winter Moon, which is a card that, you know, I normally say don't play. And I'm going to stick by that. I just happen to be playing a pretty greedy deck right now. Let's see. How am I going to do? They're currently untapping with 4 mana. And my Talisman of Progress is ideal. I'm going to cast this Witch Enchanter next turn. So, let's see. Let's go. You are 2 mana. You are 2 mana. I'm actually having to really think about this for a second. I just go Warren Power Stone, Razor Grash, Ambush, untapped. No, that's still bad. That's still pretty bad. I don't think I have a choice though. Like any untapped land, we can go ahead and hit the Winter Moon. Urfros is pretty good, yeah. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit the one that gives us the most colors. Enters tapped unless you control a plains or island. That is unfortunate. So then, I do. I need to hold up blue. So here's Talisman. Here's Glacial Fortress. And then next turn I'm set. What? Tyrant Flame. Double damage. This I need to counter. Like, Clive currently is a draw 3. That's still pretty relevant. Yep, I'm gonna get beaten down. This is where having all those tokens really just comes back to bite me. Name human. All right, that's gonna deal with that. How do I feel about the Ash Zealot? The bird has flying. This has first strike haste. That's not gonna matter as soon as I get something else that's bigger. And then the Giver of Runes can block the Ash Zealot. Yeah, I like that. And then I can guess I can use the Anointed Peacekeeper to like make Clive prohibitively expensive. We're starting to get there. And yeah, yep. I am going to be... Ooh, whenever an opponent draws a card, this creature... Okay, yeah, now Clive hits for 5. Pass the blockers. I need to get rid of as many things as possible. Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and preemptively get Pro Red. Yep, we're taking 9 from this. Getting haste for Clive is pretty good, if I do say so myself. Okay, so 5, 6. That needs to be on Clive. It just needs to be on Clive. Oh, and they have the source you control with deal damage deals triple that damage instead. I'm still gonna name Clive. Then we'll also play Hilda, and now the magic just worked. Hold back on defense real quick. This is so testy. This is really, really testy. I think I just need to start making everything like bigger. If I start making everything bigger, then I don't need to rely on Giver of Runes as much. And hopefully Hilda can start taking over. They would have to bolt their own narcolepsy creature. We're at 4 life. We're at 4 life. I don't know what I don't remember what options I have for life gain. Spiteful Banditry for 4. Okay. Anointed Peacekeeper, red. Looks like that was the exact right thing to pick, though. Dig their time. That's actually... So currently they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more and they can play Clive. One more they can play Clive. Got 4. Go ahead and do this now. I will exile everything in my graveyard. Even though, like, I have reasons to hold this up. Shirai is pretty good long term. Mana Leak is also nice. Get Lost. I think I'm grabbing... I don't have any way to, like, enable tapping. Right? So, like, I'm always grabbing the Mana Leak, that's for sure. Shirai taps things down. Law Reinforcer taps things down. And then I have Get Lost. I'm gonna grab Law Rune Enforcer? I think it's Law Rune Enforcer. I think I just want to make sure I have, like, something edgewise. And then I'm going to try and, like, get in there. I am also going to go ahead and play the Law Rune Enforcer now. The Mana Leak means that I basically get a free roll just in case. Right now, they're relying on their treasure. That target creature with mana value 2 or greater, so if that can come online. Ah, yeah, that would do it. Shit. I forgot that you did that, huh? So, if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, just sack it at the end of the turn. Gotcha. Okay. As long as your devotion is less than red, of haste. Yep, and then this is that damage +2. So without that law enforcement, I actually just almost lose there. XIV. All right. That might be on me for being just a tad greedy. Force negation, really good. The fact that they could just like draw any land now and make that a problem is that I can't actually attack. Yeah, that would have been 4 damage, except Furfros does not have fire breathing. So if I had left Hilda back. Oh yeah, we can't let Koth go out. This is going to be an easy force negation. Yep. Go ahead, pass the turn. And we are on so much borrow time right now. And then, yep, I will leak live here and pray to God that we hit something good on the next turn. Oh, shit, right. They just like... Oh, I didn't even count the mana correctly. Alright, that was my bad. These games don't misplay themselves, you know. Did that at least help me clear out dailies? It did. Ron, thank you for the shrimp check. Ugh. And fortunately for us, that cleared out the exact last daily. What do I have to help me stabilize? Because I keep forgetting that Hilda doesn't actually give me... Nothing that I can see. File Galadriel doesn't actually give me life. It just says if I would gain life while 5 or less, I gain twice that much instead. No, I don't have... I guess technically the Wandering Emperor gives me life, but that's not like, you know, long sustained life gain. The Fairy gives me life, sure. Ron, you hit the shrimp button. Damn, I misread that. I'm so used to Fran being the one to hit the shrimp button. Thank you for shrimp team, Lucky. I think this probably would be a good one for Elixir. Cosmos Elixir is a really decent stabilizer for decks like this, I think. We could also technically go with the draw discard here, but we're already a little hamstrung with what our deck requires. I'm gonna make this like Avatar's out. Yeah, I would have needed like a swords for Karn. Just forgetting that Furfros can just put creatures into play. That was just such a costly mistake. Because then I could save the Law Rune Enforcer, and then I'm safe against anything with haste. Theoretically, anyway. Orin, Boromir. like good board protection, I guess. How many creatures am I playing? I'm playing 24. Let's see. We're getting there. We're getting there. Another thing that I honestly probably should have thought about is stock up being an option, because we're trying to play artifacts to help ramp out. Even if it's just like a few, that can be pretty good. In fact, let's. KT Archive isn't bad, but I just don't like the fact that it takes like a whole turn off to. Effects in the 2 to 3 range. I know there's like some really good ones at 4, but that just, I don't know how I feel about spending that much. We could grab a creature that acts as a mana door, can help out, but those get bolted pretty easily. Midnight Clock was one I was running beforehand. This is something to do with their mana, helps reload. But I've also had it bite me before with what I need, since I do rely on some delirium cards. It might just be run the Signet. Yeah, I think it might just be run the Azorius Signet. And then we still gotta figure out what we're cutting for that additional little bit of draw. We got plenty of ways to protect Hilda. Boromir, good. Recruiter, fine. Boromir's good, particularly. Want to make sure that we're playing around something like Supreme Verdict for the control decks. Full resources, stock. A little bit more ramp, just a little bit more draw. We're not cutting any of the actual enablers. It means that what we're doing. Here's hybridization. We're gonna get Pongify here soon. I've got a ton of the gift cards here. It might just be cut Paladin class. Even though I had that in there initially to help, like, you know, us play through some of the big stuff. Actually, does this deck maybe want Decree of Justice? Is that like a card that that's even like on Arena? Just reprint in Mon Horizons. Ah, Decree of Justice is here, you say. Now that's interesting. That's something to think about for later. It might just be cut Thassa the Deep Dwelling, despite the fact that Thassa is an enabler, just because I think Thassa is a little expensive. We'll call that there, then we'll go play some Final Fantasy. Phew. And I've been doing some thinking. There's a couple of things I think I could have done for the birthday bash in respect. I wouldn't have been able to do like a couple of the ideas that I thought of because again, like, the birthday bash kind of had to be thrown together because it was right after a bunch of things that were going on. But let me like mess with my model here for a second so I can look at my notes app. Let's see. Subathon ideas, which does include birthday bashing. Let's do again. Wow, that is some resting bitch face if I ever saw it. That is that is Hero clocking in for yet another day at the office, I tell you what. Anyway, unfair flips stream. That's one that I could have been doing. I think 5 hours probably would have been a little egregious, but if I needed to do something for like 2-3 hours, unfair flips would have been a really good one. Maybe I would have needed the all 5 hours. I think it's one of those streams where you give yourself the grace to, not win the game. For a sec, I thought you said resting fish face. No, that's Curia. This one would have required a hand cam setup, but I've got a bunch of older Magic the Gathering packs that have been out of print that were printed like 10 plus years ago. I can always do a pack opening stream for those. Talk about what each of those scents meant to me. And then I can definitely do PowerPoint presentations next time in the future. There we go. So that's another thing that I kind of forgot that I can do and that I really like doing. Do the old convention style special live show presentation. But I also think that that works a lot better if I'm already well equipped with an audience that wants to come in and come into my live lecture. A couple of years ago, I did do my transgender characters in anime presentation. It's a panel that I've done at anime conventions before, and I really like doing it. Doing the presentations live has nothing, or yeah. Doing the presentations live is preferred to doing them online with the model. I like being able to interact with the audience. I like being able to walk back and forth and pace while I info dump. But I do also still like doing them just in general. I know at one point Rin Penrose had a bit where she was doing just like presentations, and she still does them every now and then from what I've heard. They had one for her re-debut, actually. Or rather to announce the re-debut. We're gonna go do the we're gonna get to ride a dragon and light some light. Also, like, it really goes to show that when it comes to doing chores, like doing the society quests, it really comes down to the location that you have to do them in. Because bug chores, I thought those were fine. I liked bug chores. Moogle chores, I love them. Moogle chores are great. Oh my god, I did not enjoy bird chores because navigating the Sea of Clouds was a pain. And it was the exact same for the Realm Reborn Society quest too, right? I did not care for the Sahuagin or the Sylph quest because they were just so claustrophobic. Like with the Sylphs, you have to navigate the maze of the woods, and then with the Sahuagin, so many of their stuff is like in specific areas where you have to go and navigate through a cave. You can't just like fly overhead to the area. And one could argue that that is just like the natural friction that comes with having to navigate those areas. And that's probably fine, except I don't know that they really add anything to the quote gameplay. And it just turns into, you know, what are you getting out of your moment here? I can tell you, even on a roleplay moment, Samora, who loves the woods, did not enjoy having to like navigate and dodge through a bunch of toadstools and warbles and fairies that were just threatening stun lock, shall we say. It probably didn't help that there were just like so many of the chores. Unlike the Heaven's Ward and above chores, in the Realm Reborn, in the base of Realm Reborn game, you can do a lot more than just the 3. You still only get 12 allowances daily, but you can do multiples of the chores. But with here, you know, you're just doing the 3, and even then that feels, depending on the area. Oh, which reminds me, we are going to be advancing the Moogle Society today, so... Oh, is it higher up? I think it might be. So, yeah, we'll have some story to read today. Oh, hell. There we go. Help meet Moogle. Wait, lower. Ah, there he is. Okay. Okay. do. It also helps that I don't have to spend a lot of time just like hunting and pecking. I can come in, I can do the chores, I can collect my Koopa nuts, I can clock out. Also, like, it helps that I loved the Akado 9. I loved the Akado 9 quest, which were the XIV in A Realm Reborn. But also, I do appreciate that I can just, like, make a thing here instead of having to go to a specified bench. Just makes the whole process a little bit quicker. I guess if I'm going to be doing something that's both time-locked and tedious, then I appreciate that they make it as painless as possible. In the later expansions, I do the society quest there, just for experience. And those are also relatively painless. Mostly painless, almost entirely painless. They know that people want to get in, do the thing, get out. Pay attention to the stories while you can. But you know, when you're an MMO and everything is tab target, you're not exactly here for the riveting gameplay. But then again, gameplay is what you make of it. So, you know, if you have a way to gamify society quests beyond what they're asking you, then I suppose it gets a lot more fun. Alright, I'm taking care of all these before I turn them in, because as soon as I start turning these in, it's going to be like, hey, there's a new Moogle quest for you. And we'll go do it, we'll come back, we'll turn in the rats, and then we can do more Moogle chores. Today's double Moogle day! Koopa? Honestly, speaking of Koopa, I still can't believe we're already halfway through Final Fantasy VIII. We've been playing Final Fantasy VIII with Fran on Fridays, and just like, it still doesn't feel real to me, the fact that we're on disc 2 and halfway through the game, right? I think because I partially expect slower burn stories to... I guess I expect this game to take like 80 hours, right? Because right now the pacing makes it feel like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is my primary point of comparison. Or I guess even in like a Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 and Xenoblade both have like really slow to start stories, at least in my opinion. And so I'm playing FF8 and like I'm enjoying it. I'm coming along. And I don't know, right? I get to go to the overworld map. And I'm following along in the story. And for some reason, it doesn't feel like it's the middle of the story. I don't know. I guess when, you know, Wall gets iced, it feels like it's the end of the first real act of the story. And now we're in Act 2. That's kind of how I see it. Right? In my head, this is the setup. Everyone's all together. And now, you know, we can go into the meat of the adventure. Part of the game where the game just kind of turns you loose a little bit. Maybe I'm just not used to narrative RPGs, right? Because in my mind, RPGs are still kind of like Dragon Quest 3 or Pokemon or something like that, where they don't really give you a lot of direction. You just kind of... You might have like a goal or something like that, but there's a lot of like empty travel space between. And I say empty, but really it's more like you're supposed to be self-directed into the exploration until you can get to that next goal. It's one of the things that I think I liked most about Pokemon 3. I'm kind of also realizing that a lot of what I liked about those types of RPGs is that they were really more like play spaces than controlled narrative stories. Because when you're playing a game like Pokemon, yeah, you have the Gym Leader Challenge. Yeah, you have Team Rocket. Yeah, you have a beef with your rival and stuff like that. But there's nothing inherently telling you where to go or what to do, right? Like, as far as I remember, no one says you need to go around and collect all the gym badges. Like, yeah, okay, there's that one guy that's like, oh, hey, you look like a strong trainer. You should take on Brock. And it just kind of becomes a thing that you do. It's not like the game is compelling you to do the thing. Like, it is compelling you to do the thing, but it's not just like getting into your face and being like, no, you want to do the thing. You like doing the thing. Which I guess is just kind of the thing that I don't really jive as well with when it comes to like Pokemon Scarlet. That one did require a. Part of why I'm excited to go into Dragon Quest III at some point is because I am looking forward to getting a bit of that old school RPG feel of, well, you have to talk to towns, you have to travel to towns, you have to go to villagers, you have to kind of like, you know, piece together exactly what it is you need to be doing yourself, rather than like relying on a guide. You know, you actually have to dig around and explore and to do the thing. And Pokemon had a little bit of that too, at least in the at least in Kanto. Because once you got past kind of Cerulean City, yeah. Once you had like your first 3 badges, you were just kind of turned loose to pick whichever route you wanted. Like there is a you know recommended route. I think I like the idea of recommended rather than intended. Because like maybe the intention was to, you know, funnel players into a specific routing, but then why did they give us the option to do the things that we can do? I don't know. But like you can absolutely go and do things in a sort of sequence breaking type of way. Yep, and right on cue. Okay. Time for some Moogle story, kids! Level 50, a monumental task. Master Mogson is looking frantically around the Mogmender camp. Where could she be? Where could she be? Oh, there you are, Thamora. Teresan's ready to discuss how to begin building the statue, but we dare not start without you, Kupo. Now let's see what he has to say. You look like you have something to say. Do you? Yes. Going back to my home planet. Whoop! And then Terrasim dies on his way back home. You know what I'm talking about? Mora, how good of you to join us. Once old D graces us with his presence, we can begin our discussion. Ah, here he is now. Greetings! For what purpose did you summon me here? Do you require my strength once more? Indeed, OD. We would avail ourselves of your legendary strength. All of our work thus far has brought us to this decisive moment, and without your stout wings, I fear we will have little hope of success. Then of course, my wings are yours. I would never stand idly by as my friends struggle. No task is too large for me. I knew we could count on your support, Kupo. Finally, we are ready to begin our work on the Mogmender's first official commission, the statue requested by Gullenbursty. A monument to friendship and peace, now lost to time. With their new tools, and the Mogmenders are working with more vigor than I have ever seen. I believe they are more than ready to rise to this challenge. We are ready, Kupo. Ready to build a statue? A statue of what exactly? It is the answer to that question which I have been contemplating, my dear Mogson. Fortunately, we have no pictures, no stories, and no remnants on which we can base the statue's form. We know only that it stood more than 1,000 years ago, during the age when dragon and man lived together in harmony. Could it be a Koopa tree? Or an enormous cloud mallow? Do not be daft, Mogson. The statue likely depicted dragon and man. Brother once told me many such sculptures used to dot the land. Oh, D, I must say I had much the same thought. What better subjects could there have been to immortalize the bond which, at the time, must have seemed unbreakable? Even so, there's still so much we don't know. How were they posed? How many were there? No statues remain to draw inspiration from. Harrison, do any survive down below? Well, there is the relief at Falcon's Nest, but that work is much too recent to be of use. However, there may be another way. Our mutual friends, the Temple Knights, have spent generations chasing heretics. Doubtless, they have seized at least a few of their idols during their ceaseless struggle. Zamora, there is much work for us to do here at Barles. I would ask you to journey to Ishgard and ask our dear Handloop if he can be part of an idol. If he can part with an idol, I have confidence he will oblige your request. Alright, that's us. However, if perchance he is hesitant to do so, hand him this letter. I believe it shall prove to be adequately convincing. And what of us? While Thamora is away, what should we do? Continue our stonemasonry practice? No, my dear Mogson, there are preparations to be made. Speak with Mogmul and ready the stone we will use for the statue. O.D., pray, help Mogson with his duties. My part, I shall begin drawing up plans for the statue's base. Well then, I look forward to meeting again. May we all return with good news. See, I love the Moogle quest. I love that we get to work together with dragons and Moogles. Like, the dragons were in the Bug quest, but they were also more clients than working partners, you know? Let's, boop, boop, boop. Gotta go to the nice most. This is a story that I never got to go through on my main account. This is my first time ever seeing it. You get to see it with me, chat. Alright. Now that being said, I am feeling in the mood for an unfair flip stream. So, like, maybe when we get to a day where Final Fantasy isn't available, or maybe Magic, I don't know. It's hard. Tuesday is like the day that these things usually go up with updates. It's usually like Monday night that they're gone. You acquire an idol seized from the heretics? Ah, my apologies, Thamora. But such a request is not within my power to grant. Pray understand that much as I would like to offer you a helping hand, there are some matters where my reach is limited. That letter. A letter from Lord Terrason. He writes that the figures in question were taken unlawfully from the churning mist, that the Moogles as caretakers of the ancient ruins therein are obliged to petition their return. A rather more bureaucratic approach than I anticipated, but I expect no less from a lord of House Zamal, skilled with his words as he is with hammer and chisel. He has not told you? That cunning old fox is none more than Terrason de Zamal, formerly Count Terrason de Zamal. Although he has long since stepped down, he still does not scruple to intercede in various affairs. In any event, his reasoning is sound, and I see no harm in following his plan. Speak with my man Vakt in it. He will provide you with what you need. You acquire an idol, yes? I believe this one should do. They all look the same to me. Dreadfully ugly, isn't it? Well, I suppose there's no accounting for taste. Alright, we got the golden idol. Let's get out. Let's see, does there need to be like a special occasion to do something like an unfair flip stream? Probably not. It probably will just be a, you know what? Let's learn how, oh my god, I'm down to like 16 Aetheryte tickets. Probably reload on those. How am I doing on Centaurian Seals? $10.90? Yeah, that should be. Especially if we start picking up doing our weekly hunt. Which I probably should do, but like... No, I just kind of completely forgot. Also, like, they're fine to do while we're waiting for roulettes. And if I need to start doing alliance raids just to like farm second chance points, everything fixes it. You are returned! Was Handaloop willing to oblige our request? Also, like, remember, I think part of why everything like had to stop because I kept having to stop and do additional Moogle chores. Or additional bird chores. Like, I was just getting constantly stopped by, you know, quest updates. That kind of took me out of my rhythm. This is an object of heresy and untold evil. Seems harmless enough to me. The craftsman's ship is superb. I do believe this will provide the perfect model for our statue. Excellent work, my friend. However, I cannot help but notice you no longer have the letter I wrote. Suppose that means Sir Handaloop told you who I am? That a simple epistle would sway a man of his standing? Well then, let me apologize for the belated introduction. I am Tarasan de Zamal, erstwhile Count of my house. I am happy to say my son now enjoys that burden, leaving me to spend my days as I please. I try to stay busy, of course. Our project here has been a boon in that regard. However, do not think this is some whim born of idleness. No, this is how I wish to live out my twilight years, as my true self, as a craftsman. House Zamal was built upon a foundation of mastery of wood, steel, and stone. At a young age, I strove to learn the techniques of my forefathers. Alas, once I became Count, I was forced to trade my hammer and chisel for a quill and parchment. A Count's craft is to uphold the honor of his house, his tools, his wit, and his wiles. I was bound to the eternal struggle for glory and prestige. As the months bled into years, my days as an artisan faded into half-forgotten memory. It was in this single-minded state I raised my sons, teaching them not of the joy of crafting. Perhaps by imparting my knowledge to others, I am in some small way trying to alleviate them. I've gone on too long again. Truly, I thank you for listening to this old man's rumblings. Now, let us return to the task at hand. The statue must be built, and I have a job perfectly suited to your skills. Our sculpture will require sturdy metal beams to support the weight of the stone. Although they remain unseen by most, they are nevertheless among the most vital components. As always, Mahmoud shall provide you with the you require. Bring your completed work to Mogsden and we shall make use of it at once. Did you see them moving those huge stones, Kupo? Just watching them made my belly rumble. But I will do my duty. Until the statue is complete, I'll be here to give you whatever you need. Okay, so now we just gotta make a high quality statue supplies. So much high quality statue. Love me some Prudent Touch. Can do this in my sleep. You know, one of the coolest things about Log Horizon was just like how they integrated it with the how the approach they took on the crafting and stuff. But more, it goes without saying, but the Mogmenders are grateful for all your help so far, Kupo. Just a little bit more and we'll have finished. Let's see what you've made. You've certainly outdone yourself this time. Gull and Bercy will sure be in awe at the quality of our work, and now all that's left is to build, build, build. Alright, chat. What do you think it's gonna look like? Ooh, Anna. Oh, isn't that interesting? We've done it, Kupo. Can you feel it? This must be how the landlords and Skylords felt the moment they built this plaza ages ago. I can only imagine what Gull and Bercy's reaction will be. Little ones, how fares your work? If it is too difficult, simply say so. I shall allow you to return home before I raze this place to the ground. On the contrary, Gull and Bercy, you could not have arrived at a more opportune time. The statue is complete, and I dare say even more majestic than it was before. Behold! I have not seen this statue in a long time. Yes, it is as it was. Almost. Kupo? Your work is adequate. As promised, I shall leave you be. Continue in peace. Almost? Adequate? But why would he say that, Kupo? Maybe to spur them on further? To get them to to push them to strive for ever higher heights? Although I do hate that type of neg. I do. So easy to get into your own head about things like that. Thanks to your efforts, the statue has been erected in Barles. It would seem your work is complete, but Gullum Percy's cryptic words suggest otherwise. Curiouser and curious. Yay! Reputation up! Ugh, sleepy. Alright, we are now honored with the Mughals. Let's see, 6. We gotta get through 6 and then 7, I think? Yeah, we got like 2 more levels to get through. Real quick though. Do you have... Let's see, Giovanni Mistletoe, Dandelion, Silver... Ooh, slippers! Yes, I will purchase 1 thing of slippers. Okay, slippers are a good, those are a good purchase. I was expecting a mount, but I guess not yet, huh? Actually, hold on. Let me try that out. Yeah, look at them. Kind of crazy that the Mughals would be selling these. I guess that's the only way to really assure that this is not like, you know. I guess it's the only way to assure that this is kosher. Anyway. We'll go ahead, we'll turn these in real quick. And then we'll check out the new Mughal chores. A fish for his favors. Oh, good. I wanted to speak to you while YF is away. You see, he has done so much for us, and we wanted to give him a worthy gift. Hello? How's life going? Hey, Sam. I am sleepy. But we get to hang out with the Mughals. And in fact, today is double Mughal day. I guess we got a reputation up with the Mughals, so we get double Mughal chores. If you didn't know already, YF is quite the connoisseur of cloudfish, Kupo. We sent one of our best mogfishes to search for the perfect catch to present to him, but he seems to be taking his time, Kupo. So could you possibly, you know, Kupo? From lax to max. There you are. I have a somewhat unconventional task for you. As you know, the restoration of Zenith is a massive undertaking and it requires gathering an immense amount of resources. Unfortunately, Magopo tells me that the Mughals under his command, who have been mostly loafing around, are now ignoring his request entirely. He asked me to intervene personally, but I think they need to be taught a harsher lesson. I want you to go to these Mughals in my stead and give them the harshest, most extreme orders you can come up with. And if they don't do as bade, I will see that they face dire consequences. You can make up whatever consequences you like, but be as intimidating as possible, Kupo. And then an Ishgardian treat. Welcome back! Not too long ago, Hildeth requested your assistance, which is why I was pointing you that way. It probably has to do with the work that the sappers are doing, but I told her I would send you along if I saw you, Kupo. The harshest you can be with a Moogle is what? Pulling their pom-pom? Maybe. Let's see. What would... You'd have to be, like, pretty creative, right? Let's see. Moogles don't like work. They love Koopo nuts. It's true that they don't like having their palms pulled. Rats, foiled again, and that was my last lure, too. Oh, hello there. Say, you're Thamora, aren't you? My younger brother Mogwai never tires talking of your craftsmanship. Perhaps the fates have conspired to bring you here. For hours, I get not so much as a nibble until my last lure is snatched away. And a moment later, an expert artisan like yourself appears before me. Please, lend me your help, Koopo. I beg you, craft me a new fishing lure, one made of metal that catches the light so splendidly that even I would be drawn to its radiance. If you need materials, go and visit Mogwai and Asa. He would gladly hand over some for you to use. I would be a good Moogle, Koopo, just being around and not doing much. God, that sounds like the life, doesn't it? Just like chilling, not doing a lot. Actually, no. I think that like I would go fucking nuts. My brother lost another lure? Well, normally I'd complain, but this time I'm sure you'll create one with exceptional qualities so that he'd be more careful with it. Here you are. I would go absolutely fucking ape shit if I just like could not do a thing. Hold on, what? Size cloudfish lore. There we go. High quality cloud. Sure, we can do that. Like, I am just... So, this is something that I'm trying to convince myself is not a problem per se. Just, letting it run away from me can cause problems. But, like, I am incredibly ambitious. I'm incredibly ambitious. There's so much stuff I want to do. So many things I want to make. And... part of why I've been having a little bit of an existential chitter chatter is because I am so anxious about not getting to do all the things I want to do. Like, I know that it's impossible to do all the things I want to do, but it feels like I have no time to do any of the things I want to do. Therefore, just like, ugh, that's for therapy to say. I tried finding some worms to use as bait without much success. Have you finished making the lure? I have, Koopo. Beautiful work, Koopo. Why, if I didn't know it was a lure, I'd love and cherish it as a pet, Koopo. Well, then I shall try it out in my best spot and see what I can hook. No following me now. A master mogfisher never reveals his secrets. Of course, I would be an idiot not to try out Thar Kosh, where all the boastful catches are found. Let us meet there after I try out this new lure. I'll try not to disappoint, Koopo. Now, that being said, if I had the disposition for it, maybe I would be alright as a Koopa. But then again, you know, these Moogles are working so hard. They clearly have the capacity for passion. Then again, how long do Moogles live? Fran, if you're in chat, like, how long do Moogles live for? Like, I doubt that they're, like, as eternal as dragons. But I kind of got the impression that they do last longer than people. Not that I have like any supporting evidence for that. That was just kind of like the aura that they were exuding. This tackle you made for me is superb, Koopo. As soon as I lowered my fishing pole over the cliffside, my line wouldn't stop trembling. Out of all of my catches, I believe this one is the finest. As a mogfisher, I've seen all manner of common cloudfish, but this particular one is unknown to me. To a dragon, that would be a rare treat, right? Yay! I love Moogles. I love dragons. I love Moogles. I love dragons. Okay, and then we just have to go down and do Lax the Max. Right. So, if I were to do an unfair flips, would that be like a chill stream or would I be getting manic? I'd probably be like Probably be a chill stream. Just like sitting here enjoying the vibes, clicking, getting the doom 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 doom. Yeah, you know how it goes. Things we don't know, but Moglin is one of the older ones. Hello there, huh? Magic says I'm to gather wind crystals while searching for 101 Moogles hiding throughout the Trinity Mist, or else? Or else what? Never mind, that tone says it all, Kupo. Ah, there we go. Let their imaginations do the work for them. I love it. You can't be serious, Kupo! How am I supposed to gather that many Wadget spines? It's not like they'll just let me climb on their backs and... Yeah, don't stare at me like that, Kupo. Okay, I'm going. Gather 99 bird's nests or else he'll have you squeeze my palm off. Ah, not my palm, Kupo. Anything but my palm. Hey. Nothing like threat of a little physical violence to keep the workers in line. Good thing they're not smart enough to union. Otherwise, we might have a problem. You knew it. I knew it. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's saying something that we know enough about Moogles to know how to threaten them. See, and then... There we go. There's Maguppo. That's strange. I thought they would have returned by now. Well, I'm certain they're slacking off again, Kupo. Could you find them and make sure they're gathering materials undistracted? No! Alright. Honestly, I don't mind this. Even if it is a little bit, even if it is, you know, playing tag a little bit, it's fine. Oh, actually, what fate is this? Thuban. Another of Darkscale's captains has launched an assault on Zenith, but instead of focusing his attacks on the Spire itself, the dragon seeks to slaughter Zenith's Moogle caretakers! Sacre bleu! Never again. Okay, good. That Moogle did its task. Let's go ahead and see about the other Moogle. They should unionize? Couponize? Yeah, they should. But like... You know, maybe after. Maybe after the Spire. Maybe just a wee bit. Maybe we keep the means of protection from them for just a second. Just a skosh. Let's just play the villain for a little bit, shall we? Here are the wind crystals. I could only find 34 hiding Moogles, Kupo. Forgive me. And there's one more. So, like, we do an unfair stream. It's great. It's easy. Maybe we get some stragglers in there. Maybe we find something to talk about. The issue is that it's a non-idle game of sorts. It just... the gameplay is sitting there and doing it. So... we would have to make sure that we have some real good material set up. Here you are, 99 Passerine nests. Oh, please, please, please don't pop my palm, Kupo. I would definitely feel a lot worse for the Moogles if they hadn't given us such a hard time with various things earlier. Is it? Yeah, yep. So, like, we're coming up on 50 minutes, right? And all we've done are Moogle chores. This is factually just a time killer. This is the kind of stuff that you do to, like, help your players feel like they're justifying their subscription. I like the story. but like, you know, it does take quite a bit of time to do. Well, where were they? Did they even do what they were told? They gathered all of these on their own? What? How? This is incredible. You're like a Moogle whisperer, Kupo. You can tell Mogik that we have enough raw materials for now. Thank you, Thamora. Yeah, it does take time. And see, that's part of why I like doing it. Would I know this is the longest society questline? That wouldn't surprise me. I thought the Cuddle 9 might have been the longest, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was. And I also have to... But then again, this is part of why it's part of the daily grind, as opposed to the, you know, suppose the things that I'm doing in my personal time. I mean, like, I guess I do a little bit in my personal time, but only if I have, like, videos. Good evening, Thamora. I'd prefer if we keep our voices down. We sappers are arranging something for the Moogles. As you know, they recently have been providing us with much-needed sustenance, giving us the strength to continue to toil night and day on the restoration. We wanted to repay the kindness by giving them a taste of a traditional Ishgardian stew. I thought to beseech your help, as when preparing a banquet, one always finds something missing. It takes quite a while for supplies to reach the turning mist from Ishgard, and we wish to serve the food to them before the ingredients spoil. Upon checking the supplies, we realized utensils from Ishgard are somewhat unwieldy for Moogle paws. Perhaps you could use your skills to craft smaller spoons? Here you are acquainted with Mogwin and Asa. Mention my name to him, I'm sure he would hand over the materials for you to use. Although I would still be discreet. Obviously, it is a surprise, and Mogwin tends to be inquisitive. Ah, it's gonna be a Moogle party! We have the Dexterous Dragnet. Welcome, daughter of man. Did you wish to speak to What a succulent-looking fish! For way off, I imagine? I shall summon him for you right away. Aww. This adventurer and the Moogles have something for you. Such a delicacy I have not seen in an age. Wherefore the reason for this lavishness? I am truly humbled by this gift. I will be sure to take my time in savoring it. Pray, give my thanks to the Moogles. Man. Doing all this extra stuff just makes me so happy. Like, for the longest time, I wondered why we didn't get to do more with the dragons. Turns out, it's partly because they got to do stuff with them here. This is where the content was. And, like, I don't know. I've got a thought about some Shadowbringer stuff that I'm gonna allude to casually. Huh? Are you sure Hilda doesn't need something a little stronger and heavier for building materials? He often asks me for resources in bulk. Well, if it's for the Temple Knights, I suppose there's no need to question it. Here you are, Kupo. Alright, time to make some itty-bitty utensils. I think there's not that many people who think the nodes are worth group for that, I guess. Oh, yeah. I forgot about the nodes. Would have made it a little shorter so the nodes could have been in society. I don't know that the nodes have a society, right? It feels like most of them have been turned off for the most part. Although... Hey, chat? Chat, I got a question for you. So... I still have yellows that I want to do, right? How do we feel about streaming playing through the yellow? How do we feel about just like having some reading adventures? Like when I'm done with these Moogle quests, I'm going to be doing other stuff. I have to do the job quest for sure. But I also want to make sure I'm getting these yellows done. I take it you're able to prepare the finishing touches? Excellent. And with that, the meals are complete and ready to be handed out. Deliver these to the hardest working Moogles you can find. Oh, and Mogwin as well. And let me know if they enjoy it. Well, there's a motivated Moogle right there. What are you standing there for? We've got a job to do, Kupo. Wow, this is unexpected. I suppose a small lunch break wouldn't hurt so long as we pick up the pace afterwards. Thank you very much, Kupo. Sam likes them. It's like playing a watered-down version of Fallout. But I mean, like, okay, so like there's liking the yellows, and then there's how do we feel about using them as stream content, right? Because right now, I'm just kind of in the mindset of I want to make sure I get them done. But I also don't know how else that's going. Well, actually, I might need to do that. Partly because in my free time, I really need to step on the gas with Liza P. I'm like a little over a halfway done, I think. And we're almost to May. And I only have so much buffer time in May before, like, that's going to eat into Dragon Quest time. And where is the Moogle to relieve me from duty? I really could use a break. For priority, rather see me doing the Pirogo and Broom Yellows. I mean, I think the idea would be I go through all of the yellows. Or at least as many as I could. Hildith, had you bring this food all the way over here for me? Wow, I feel so honored, Kupo. Thank you, adventurer. And honestly, when we get the Storm Blood, maybe I just do the yellows there too, since I'm going to be waiting on some stuff. That probably sounds about right. But without, like, having to feel like I have to get them done before stream. Oh, you're back. Does Hildith require more resources? Aha! I knew she was planning something, Kupo. This looks positively toothsome. Alright. And we can go turn in the chores. And then, chat, we are getting to the end of the stream. And you know what that means. On your mark, get set, lead the raid. Maybe you know someone who's transgender like me. Maybe you know someone who's autistic or plural. Maybe you know someone who plays MMOs or plays Magic or something like that. But we love to spread the love here. What's going on? I just saw a Moogle fly by with a delicious looking sauce dribbled all over his coat. Hildith is having trays of food handing out to some of the Mogbenders? What about me, Kupo? I didn't receive one. Are there any left? Oh, it's fine. It's not like I told you I wanted any. People forget, I suppose. It was just, you know, a little dream of mine to dine on a proper Guardian cuisine. But oh well. How did it go, Kupo? Wow, they actually did everything you bade them to? Remarkable, isn't it? That they changed their tune when they have an adventurer giving them orders rather than our sweet little Magupo. Although I must admit, I wish I could have seen the looks on their faces myself, Kupo. And finally, I'm so glad you had a direct hand in helping us express the gratitude to Way Off for his assistance to the Mogbenders. We couldn't have done it without you, Kupo. I am also somewhat relieved that Way Off recognized it. The Mogfisher said he wasn't sure what kind of fish it was, so it would be a disaster if it was poisonous. At any rate, thank you so much for your help. Until next time. Phew! Double Moogle Day is always a lot. But it works out. Oh, hey! This time Sam gets lead the redeem. Sure thing. Alright, so let's just go ahead and we'll head back to Zenith. We'll pitch our tent and, we will start getting ready for stream, but don't head out just yet. Alright, chat. So right now, the plan is to have a normal day, a normal week of streaming. Like, you know, our normal, regularly scheduled content program. But I do have therapy on Wednesday. So it might end up being that I end up being a little bit late. I might end up canceling depending on how I feel or how everything's were. But I am aiming to still have things go around as normal. So we will be back tomorrow for sure. If you're over on the YouTube side, thank you so much for hanging out. Don't forget to like the stream and subscribe. By the we'll go ahead and end the YouTube thing there. Boop. And then over on the rating side, we are going to go ahead and hit up